We think we know Rome, a tapestry of power, conquest, and grand architecture. We speak of emperors, gladiators, and legions. But what if the real secret to their unparalleled dominance wasn't something you'd find in a history book, but something far more intimate, far more human, yet utterly brutal in its effectiveness? The bedrock of their greatness lay in a single, unyielding force. This is the story of discipline, not the superficial kind we often associate with rules, but a relentless, all-encompassing way of life that transformed a small city-state into the world's first true superpower. We often marvel at what they built, but today we're going to uncover how they built themselves, brick by arduous brick, through an iron will. The military machine. Discipline of the legions. Let's start where Rome's power was most visibly manifested, its military. The Roman legion wasn't just a collection of fierce warriors, it was a testament to extreme, almost terrifying discipline. Imagine the visceral thud of thousands of hobnailed boots striking the earth in perfect unison. The rhythmic clang of shields, the breath misting in the cold Roman dawn, not a chaotic mob, but a single, unstoppable organism. Their legendary marching pace, the Iter Magnum, covering 20 miles in 5 hours, carrying 60 pounds of gear, was not just about speed, but about endurance forged in fire. Their flawless battle formations, from the impenetrable testudo to the disciplined skirmishes, were not out of blind obedience, but because each man understood his precise role, his exact positioning, his unwavering commitment to the unit. This wasn't merely about fighting, it was about building, enduring, surviving. Every legionary was also an engineer, constructing roads, bridges, and fortified camps with astonishing speed and efficiency, often after a grueling march. This was the meticulous forging of an unbreakable will, day after day, in every drill, every camp, every battle. It was the invisible engine driving their conquests, giving them an insurmountable advantage over every foe they faced. The discipline of civic life, law, order, and public works. But military might alone doesn't build an empire that lasts 1,000 years. Rome's civic life was equally structured by discipline, a framework of law and order meticulously designed to foster stability. Their legal system, a cornerstone of Western jurisprudence, brought a level of predictability and justice that was revolutionary for its time. Consider their monumental public works, the silent miracle of gravity carrying pristine spring water dozens of miles to every Roman home through the aqueducts. The vast road network, stretching like veins across the empire, connecting distant provinces. The sanitation systems that served millions. These weren't spontaneous bursts of genius. These were the patient, long-term visions and the unwavering, disciplined execution of monumental tasks, often over generations. Imagine the nameless overseer tirelessly measuring the gradients for an aqueduct, knowing a single error could starve a city. His personal fame meant nothing. The functionality for the Republic was all. Every citizen, from senators to artisans, understood a hierarchy, a system of duties and rights. This wasn't a stifling autocracy. It was a deeply ingrained cultural value where personal gratification often took a back seat to the good of the res publica, the public affair. It created an environment where progress, large-scale cooperation, and sustained development could flourish, born from collective discipline. Discipline of the mind, stoicism, and Roman values. Now let's delve deeper, beyond the physical structures and legal codes, into the Roman mind itself. This is where philosophies like Stoicism took root and thrived, resonating profoundly with the Roman character, offering a blueprint for internal discipline. Stoicism wasn't just an abstract theory, it was a practical, daily guide to living a disciplined life. Emperors like Marcus Aurelius, far from the battlefield, practiced intense mental discipline, constantly reflecting on virtue, duty, and resilience in his meditations. He famously urged himself, "Do not be distracted, but be good." This philosophy taught Romans to distinguish between what they could control and what they could not, fostering a powerful inner calm amidst external chaos. It preached self-mastery over emotions, especially fear, anger, and excessive desire. It encouraged rational thought, perseverance in the face of adversity, and a constant pursuit of self-improvement. Imagine a society where such principles were not just academic ideals, but actively encouraged and modeled from childhood. This mental fortitude, this inner discipline, allowed Romans to endure immense hardship, recover from devastating defeats, and consistently strive for their collective goals. It was the hidden reservoir of their strength. The decline. What happens when discipline erodes? So if discipline was their superpower, what happened? The story of Rome's decline is complex, but one undeniable thread woven through its unraveling is the gradual corrosion of this very discipline. The very success born from discipline, ironically, began to sow the seeds of its undoing. As the empire grew vast and wealthy, the rigorous demands of Roman life began to soften. The easy comforts of empire, the vast wealth, slowly began to corrode the iron will that had built it. Military service became less about civic duty and more about mercenary reward. Corruption crept into the political system, undermining the disciplined application of law. Public spectacles grew more extravagant, perhaps distracting from the harder realities of governance. The simple, austere values that had once propelled Rome to greatness were slowly replaced by a thirst for luxury, personal gain, and a diminished sense of collective responsibility. The disciplined self-sacrifice gave way to self-indulgence. The legionary who once built roads now demanded spectacles. The citizen who meticulously maintained the aqueduct now outsourced responsibility. When the external threats multiplied, the inner fortitude, the disciplined core, had rusted away. The machine that once ran with such precise efficiency began to falter, its gears grinding, eventually leading to its collapse. Lessons for today. The fall of Rome isn't just a historical tragedy, it's a profound cautionary tale. It teaches us that true greatness isn't found in fleeting victories or material wealth alone, but in the unwavering commitment to a disciplined way of life. The Roman legacy isn't just in their ruins, but in the enduring power of their core principle, that through self-control, persistence, and a steadfast dedication to a greater purpose, ordinary individuals can achieve extraordinary things and build something truly lasting. This was the unseen, often unglamorous force that shaped their destiny. So the next time you gaze upon the remnants of Rome, remember the hidden truth. It wasn't just their might, but their meticulous, relentless discipline that built the world's first superpower.